Traders, welcome back. Hit that thumbs up, subscribe, turn on notifications, all that good stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another Relentless recap. Let's cover up the other side of the screen. And yes, I did pull out the old level 2 over here as BIOR was moving up. Now, this stock was a tricky stock, man. You know, a bunch of us in the Discord were going at it, and majority of people who are sharing, I think, did well, but the stock still had its areas, its moments where we saw some, bigger red candles, right? Areas around, 1443, right? Or I should say 243, really, Eastern time. And this false breakout here that went from 96 up to down to 420. Some huge wicks. And, ultimately a huge curl back up to highs. I'm green 261 on this stock. I've used very small size, in fact, very, very small size. And, I probably could have pushed 1,000 shares on this one, but all in all, I think I traded well. I think I took appropriate entries, and I think the fills are very fortunate in my favor because of this small size. I know for a fact if I was using like 2,500 3K shares, it would have been a mess. It would have been very, very crazy, the swings I would have saw. Now, this stock had a lot of decent scalp opportunities, but was better to be in and holding longer. No doubt about it. A lot of our scalp trades would come up and we would see a 5-6 cent flush down, 10 cent flush down. But, if you're in early and you're holding, I thought this entry here, there was 2 entries that was called out in Discord, right? So let's see. I wasn't watching at it initially, but then I came in. Let's see. So we had a high of day at 340. It does do a nice pullback here and rip. And this entry here, I don't think I was here for this, but this doesn't look bad, right? If we zoom out a little bit more, you kind of start to see how this thing played out, right? So it's a red to green that's taking place. Volume initially is just non-existent. And then once we get to around, even back here, the volume was light. But once we get to like 2 o'clock is where it really started to look better. Now, for people who are watching it this early, we had a high of day here at 313. We pull back. We get a high of 340. Where does it pull back? Right into that level of 313. And so these, for me, are the 5-minute pullbacks that I can really do well on. These type of areas, and we look at it in the 1-minute time frame. Being in on these lows with these type of bottoming wicks and holding longer into the move. But if we look at the volume profile here, we're going up. We have 1,800,000, and we pull back. It is a little higher on the first red candle. We have 900,000, and then this is what really is good, 381,000 shares. And so, once we're holding up and we're seeing bottoming wicks, this is where I usually feel the most confident to take the long position. Next move, we go from 340, we rip to 353. It pulls back here on 5, 36. This type of pullback I'm usually not taking. On the 1 minute, it does look a little bit better. In terms of a 5-minute trade where I'm holding longer, this is not really it. It's more like this, drawn out, longer, consolidation. This one I'd more so attack as a 1-minute pullback, right? Actually, no, was that over here? So I'm looking at the wrong place. We can leave that. This is definitely 1 minute. But the way how we had this longer drawdown right here, it wasn't huge, the pullback. It was more so just a time-consuming 1 minute, drawdown right here in this red candle. But anyhow, yeah, we take off. We have this 1 minute pullback, and then it really gets going. And so this is where I started trading it right here in this incline. I was pretty scalpy, man. I was pretty scalpy, getting in, getting out, getting in, getting out, and went from up $20 to 50 to 100 to 150, and then I had some trouble in that area, and then finally broke out over 2. We got to 260. We were up over 300 for our 1 point, and then we gave back a bit. But this thing was pretty crazy, man. The spreads were interesting. I was on the phone actually for the entirety of this, which is a rule of mine to not trade whilst being on the phone. But I was talking to my older brother. We were having a great conversation, and I was trading away. Thinking back about it, maybe it would have been better to just live stream this and not be on the phone. But it is what it is. It's okay. But yeah, we're in, we're out, small size, and we can show the monitor screen here, right? Let's take a look. And so we had more stocks in play earlier. Let's actually erase some of this. This is not everything. Okay, there we go. Yeah, we had SID. I didn't even mention these. Geez. Hold on, we'll come back. SIDU. We took a small loss on this one, and then what's the other one? PRE. PRE. We had a small gain, attempting the red to green here, and then over here, I believe. In fact, let's just stop guessing and just put on the show trades, right? And of course, it doesn't show. I tell you. Well, let's try it again. Apply one more time. Okay, there we go. Yeah, over here. Yeah, okay, so right here, we attempted it, and then again over here. And then it did not hold up. It gave this beautiful move up to 323. I bought the 1 minute pullback here. It goes lower. And then, from there, as you guys know, the rest of the line to the depths, Titanic. No good. Yeah. But that was the day, BBBY, Bed Bath. The only thing when the show trades are on is that the screen is pretty messy. But yeah, Bed Bath, we started watching this one on this pullback. Initially, we're in a little too high. We buy back lower. And we're getting some decent trades. We're selling into the pop. Very small size. Like right now, Bed Bath, I've traded more size before, but all these stocks are like stuff that they're just not looking good to me. I don't know. I don't want to become too selective. I know that sounds crazy, but I don't want to be too selective, overly selective to where I'm trading everything with small size and just taking everything easy. Like the loss that I had 2 weeks ago didn't bother me 2 weeks ago. Sizing down was just so I didn't take on more losses. Like in terms of mentally, I feel great. And like yesterday, I think one of my bigger positions was 5,000 shares or something at some point in time. But I just need to see something with tighter spreads, limited downside risk. This particular one from today, as I mentioned, if you missed the 5 minute pullbacks, where was it? BIOS? No, the other one. BIOR. If you missed the 5 minute pullbacks here, you basically missed the better of the opportunities. And shout out to our Rolex in Discord, man. Before this drop, I was mentioning two levels. I think it might have been over here. Over here. Over here, I wanted to see. So we had a low initially here at low 30s, 32. And I got in fairly well, but I sold my trade too soon. I messed up the 5 minute curl right here. We went from a low of 33 to a high of 57. Now I was in at 47 at one point, selling at 55 or so, but still for my entry 38, I sold too soon. Rolex, on the other hand, in Discord said, "Hey man, I like it a little lower," and he was watching 415, and so that idea of mid-teen. Of course, we're never gonna trade someone else's call out. That's not what I do. But it is interesting to see where other people are also looking at the stock. So I'm like, okay, let me see how it does in this zone. So like this range, maybe in my head I'm thinking like, let's say 25 and 10. If it comes down in that area, how does it do? And the thing flushes down to 416, and then a double bottom at 17 essentially, and curls back up to a high of 57. So it was this very interesting. And by the way, the high actually was 59, 60 over here. But yeah, this very interesting move, this very interesting stock. When they come down with this type of speed, it is always difficult for me to buy. But if we look at the volume, right, on the next candle, it calmed down. And when we had that low, let's see, actually, am I skipping ahead? Was it over here? 2016. Let's see, 16. Yeah, so from 25, we do get the high, and we crawl back up over here. 96. And then this drop was even more so brutal, man. This move, unfortunately, I missed. I was in. I didn't hold. It was tricky. It was a tricky stock. I caught some other good moves, but this particular move, I was in at 62 out of 62. Didn't get to squeeze up there. And I want to bring over Discord because we did have some nice call outs, I believe. Let's see here. All right, let's pull this over. We had some nice like screen shares of like, you know, who caught what trades and stuff like that. So BMAC in at 36 out of 61. Rolex in at 27 out of 62 and 58. Cirque Live in at 28 out of 59. I was in at 35 out of 62. So, you know, we had a couple of people who were watching similar areas, you know, getting similar trades, right? He's saying this one is close to his. Yeah, so, you know, 46. BMAC with a nice day here, by the way. And so, you know, it was a solid day for most people. We captured a good amount of cents on this thing. You know, look at Crispy with the big gains, 2,600, man. Way to go, right? And this, okay, here we go. This was that particular candle in at 62 out at 92. I'm in at 62 as well, and I sold flat, man. You know, some of these trades are so close. I hold that for another 5 seconds, and I'm selling at 95, 85. Well, I'll say 85, 90, 78. Anything would have been good, but it was a flat trade for me. And you know, here you see definitely a tough one to trade by G-Dub. But anyhows, that was the day, guys. Not to over talk it, not to overdo it. It's been Relentless Trader. Hit that thumbs up if you are tuning in. And of course, if you are a new viewer, consider subscribing to the channel, right? Consider subscribing. You know, every day we're coming live. We're putting it all out there. No tricks, no gimmicks. We're not hiding anything. It's all transparent. You know, when I continue to trade throughout the day, even if I don't, I come back and I do a bit of a recap going over some of what I did. And for me, you know, throughout the evening, I always, you know, my goal this year is to not miss, you know, I don't want to miss too many study sessions. Before I go to sleep, I want to turn on my laptop and re-watch the live stream from today. It sounds like I'm getting some Discord messages coming in. But yeah, so, you know, take it easy, guys. Stay safe, stay green. It's been RT, and I am, of course, signing out.